I gotta grab a couple tools though.
Alright, I'm over at my buddy's house. We just cracked open the brand new furnace, the one that crapped out on me after 10 minutes. And if you can see that, there's the issue. That is the connection going to the fuse.
So let's go right there.
I'm almost thinking eliminate the fuse. Fuck it.
No.
Cut the other wire off and twist it together.
Bad solder.
So, bad solder job. I think we should eliminate the fuse, but my buddy here, he's the one I trust. So I guess I'm going to take his advice and we're just going to reconnect that. So, we'll get back to it. Okay, we're back. Saga continues. The furnace saga continues. This is the old furnace. Alright. New one right there. New one is working. Alright. I plugged it in and it came on. Problem solved. Old furnace. I was thinking it was a thermocoupler and I was sort of correct.
Power shut off. Put it
right in here.
Round thing.
That's a thermocoupler. That's one side of the thermocoupler. That's the other side of the power of the thermocoupler. We're unplugged. Yeah, we're unplugged. Okay, and the thermocoupler wire, this red and black one right here, runs up in here to a relay. Well, just for shits and giggles, I jumped the terminals here, turned the furnace on, and it didn't go to error. It actually came on, so I hit the power button for the burner and she started getting warm again. My buddy was holding these in here as a jumper, connecting them, and it worked. And he slipped off and it went to error. Oh, okay. But the thermocoupler itself is still working. There's a relay in this thing somewhere that's not working properly. The thermocoupler still works and gives me the correct temperature of what the furnace is. So at the end of the night, I'm gonna have 2 working furnaces. Yeah, buddy. We'll keep you updated. Alright, so it's laying here on its side, but it's turned on. And if we turn the camera sideways here, you'll see that's in Celsius. It's set to 94 Celsius. It is currently 21 degrees Celsius. If we come back over here, you can see right there, we got a jumper wire on the thermocoupler. So it's at 21. We're gonna hang out for a minute to see if that wire turns cherry hot and melts. Maybe this will jump a degree. We'll see what happens. Alright, it just jumped to 22 degrees. The fan just turned on. We got a little random red light right there. Another one over here. Everything seems to be working normal. I guess these cheap Chinese machines just need a little finagling. Let's see what happens. Alright, well, we're home. I got both furnaces sitting out on the table, and I haven't plugged either one of them in yet since I've been home. So, just to recap, this right here is the fuse. There's a fuse in this thing. And it's supposed to blow in case something goes wrong. The problem is the wire that's connected, there's 2 wires sticking out of the back of this thing. And shoddy soldering job, wire popped off. And literally popped. So that's what's wrong with the brand new one. Got the wire put back on. This one here, the thermocoupler, either the relay hooked to the thermocoupler crapped out or the thermocoupler itself crapped out, but I jumped a couple of wires and now it's working again. So, I don't know. Who am I to ask questions? So, I got that plugged in the back there. Turn the power off. We're going to get the cord plugged in. And then I'm going to babysit this thing. Because I don't know how safe it is what I did. So, let's see if they both read the same temperatures. Now, when I hooked out, I don't know, you probably can't see it, but I got two different outlets on the wall. And when I built this room, I took into consideration that I never knew what I might be doing down here. So each one of these outlets are on their own separate breakers. See what the hell I was doing, it would make a difference, I suppose. There we go. So let's see if they both read the same temperature. Boy, this one is much, much quieter. This one's reading 13 degrees, that one's reading 14 degrees. I would say that's close enough to even. So I'm not powering both of these up so they both get hot at the same time. I'm not putting that much strain on the wires coming into my home. Each one of these is 1,800 watts. That's a lot. I don't want to push it. So, which one are we going to start with? Oh, story on the new furnace. What a nightmare. Okay, well, I guess we're going to start with the new furnace and while I talk about it. I'm going to flip that one off. And I wanted to season a crucible. So we'll start off with my 1 kilogram crucible here. And it just barely covers the hole without falling through. I wonder how it does on the old one here. Alright, cool. When I originally purchased the first one, they sent a crucible. The diameter was too small, it wanted to drop through. So that was no good. Alright, while we talk about nightmares with this company, we'll get this all tidied up. Close that down carefully. Still got it set to 500, which is what I originally set it to. The plan was to just let it run at 500 degrees for a half an hour to let the crucible season, if that's really a thing. I don't know. I know you're supposed to do it with the clay graphite ones. Bake the hell out of them basically to get all the moisture out of it before you bring it up to full temperature. Because if there's any moisture in there, it's going to crack. And I don't want that to happen. So, set to 500. If I hit the U, I can bring it up, I can bring it down, then I hit the P, and that's going to power it up. Alright, so let's talk about this nightmare of a company here. I ordered from somebody on eBay, and same company I ordered this from. And the reviews that I looked at on YouTube, people said, they're okay. I think people uploaded their reviews a little too quickly. I got the first one several months ago now. I want to say 4 months ago. Boy, listen to that thing hum. So, it lasted 4 months and crapped out. So I went and ordered from the exact same company, ordered the exact same furnace, and now that I'm thinking about it, the ad said that it was going to come with one of these, and it did not. That's absolutely fine. I got a refund on this thing. When I unboxed it, plugged it in, and within 10 minutes it popped. The wire came off, and at that point it was still under warranty. I'm not willing to open something up as long as it's under warranty. It's not my responsibility. So I reached out to the company and notified them of what happened, and at 2:30 in the morning, that's when they replied. That's when they replied every time, at 2:30 in the morning. So I told them, and I asked them if they want to exchange it or if they want to refund me my money. And they said, oh, well, we'll give you a 40% discount. Like, okay, great. So I'm assuming you're going to send me out another one. So a couple of days went by and said, hey, can you send me out a tracking number to the furnace you're shipping out? And they sent me a tracking number. Okay. And later that night I got home from work and I decided to check on the tracking, and it said it had already been delivered. They sent me my old tracking number to this furnace that was broken and I'm trying to get replaced. So I reached out to them and said, I think there's a misunderstanding. I'm looking for the tracking number to the furnace you're sending me to replace the one that's not working. This one popped. Something happened 10 minutes after I plugged it in. Please replace the furnace. And they said, well, no, how about we give you a 40% refund and you keep the broken furnace? No. And every correspondence took a day for them to respond. And again, they only responded at 2:30 in the morning. So I told them, no, that is absolutely not acceptable. I do not accept your offer. Thank you, but please just give me a refund at this point. And I'll ship this one back. They said, no, please don't ship it back. It's already cost us enough money. How about you get that one fixed and we pay you and we reimburse you. You bring it to a local repair shop and we'll reimburse you. And I'm like, are you serious? No. Give me my money back. I would like a full refund at this point. And they said, okay, fine, we'll give you a refund. And a day went by, no refund. And I said, hey, please respond with either a tracking number or a refund. And another day went by. Now this is a week at this point that they finally just gave me a refund. And from there, it should take another 3 to 5 business days for that money to hit my account. So they gave me a refund. They don't want the furnace back. Great. Now I have spare parts for this one, which still turned on, but the thermocoupler crapped out on me. So I'm thinking. So I bring both of these furnaces over to my buddy's house, and he cracks the first one open. We see the broken wire, reconnect it. I'm testing it out right now as we film. We're still filming, perfect, and we'll see what happens. After I get this up to 500 and let it sit for a half an hour, we're going to shut it down. And then I'm going to come over to this one and test it out to make sure the jumper wire that I put in there doesn't turn orange and just turn into a puddle, drip down into the bottom of the pan, and then go back to error again. And then I'll be back to square one. That's climbing pretty fast. That's climbing very fast. I mean, it's warm, I suppose. I don't know if it's 115 degrees worth of warm, so we're gonna pause this. I'm gonna go look for my temperature gun and see what it's at. Alright, boy, this climbed quick. That is up to 209 degrees, 210 degrees. I don't know if this gun will go that high. According to this, the inside of the crucible is 121 degrees, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. It's climbing pretty quick. Wow. I don't remember this furnace climbing that fast. But when I started with this one, I was outside and it was much colder. I was afraid to bring it in the house. Then it got real cold and said, fuck this, I'm doing it inside anyway. So, we'll see what happens and I'll keep you updated. Alright, well, we reached 500 degrees a few minutes ago. And I watched it jump from 499 to 500 to 501 to 500 to 499. And according to this, the crucible is not even close. The crucible is at 361 degrees. So or that is way off. Both are Chinese junk. I don't know. So, either way, it reached its 500. I'm going to leave it running for a little while. And then I'm going to turn the other one on. Or I'll just kill the power going to the coil in that one and fire that one up, because I'm eager to find out if that's going to work. I don't know what we're going to do yet. We'll see. Alrighty, well, that's been cruising around 500 for a while now, so I just killed the heat on that one. And I got a nice shiny 3 kilogram crucible that I believe needs to be seasoned. So we're going to put it in the old furnace. Get it fired up. Set the temperature to 500 degrees. And see if my jumper wire actually works. I will be so thrilled if it does. That would be awesome. Fire it up. Ooh, good idea. Don't mind if I do. So the old furnace doesn't fire up as fast as the new furnace does, but I would imagine the new furnace isn't going to fire up as fast as the new furnace does in 3 or 4 months from now. I'll be amazed if it still fires up anything in 3 or 4 months from now, but hey, only time will tell. it seems to be cooling down pretty quick too. Which doesn't seem really right to me either. You know, I never did test it with this after it's been creeping at 500 for a while. And that should be a lot warmer than it is. $19 degrees Celsius. That's wrong. Alright, so hopefully this is the end of the saga here. This one's cooling down from its initial fire up of 500 degrees. I haven't brought it up to full temperature yet, but I'm really hoping it'll work out just fine. The old furnace here, I fired it back up. Oh, I unplugged it. Well, anyway, I fired it back up. It ran for about 2 minutes and then it went back to error. So my cob job didn't work. Oh well. Hey, I can't get 2 furnaces fucking, I guess. But I did get my money back for the hassle for this one. So I can't complain, I guess. So hopefully this is where it ends. And I can continue to just go on and make pours. And eventually get an upgrade American-made furnace with a warranty from somebody close by. About 2 hours south of me is the dealer. What the hell is the name of them? I forget the name, but there's a name of a dealer that's about 2.5 hours south of me that sells all this stuff. So next time I'll go through them and hopefully it'll be warranted. And if anything craps out on me, hey, maybe at least they could supply me with some parts. Alright, so hopefully this is the end. Much love, and I'll talk to y'all soon.